You're watching Talking About Orcs.
Hey, in this episode of Talking About Orcs, we're going to be going over a quick conversion of changing the can skorcha into a Grotzooka with just a few bits and a couple pieces of plastic. So we're going to start here with the skorcha arm and the other half of the tank. You're going to glue that on, clean up the mold lines, glue that on, and let that dry thoroughly before moving on to the next step. The next step, real quick, is just cutting off the skorcha end to get that ready to accept a barrel. And here we are. I'm cutting a barrel out of a piece of styrene tube with a tubing cutter. Of course, you can use any tube. Old pens, casings work. Anything you can find for tubing, cardboard tubes, just whatever you can find will work. You only need it like half an inch long at the most to make a Grotzooka. And here we have the barrel attached to the end of the skorcha, and that is some orky spikes to it. Even at this, you could probably call it good here. You don't really need to do much more than that if you don't want to. It's obvious what it is. It's not a rocket. It's not a big shooter. It's obviously a Grotzooka type thing, but you can keep going if you want. So here we're starting to build a hopper. I went with a pretty small hopper, and in hindsight, I probably should have built it bigger. But I wanted to show off, wanted to keep some of the round parts showing, at least when I first started building it. But in the end, I guess I really should have gone with a bigger hopper. But it turns out okay, so we'll go from here. So here he is. Here we are with the completed hopper. And of course, it's on this side because obviously it's going to go on the right. If you're going on the left, you'd have to flip the arm over and put the hopper on the other side. So here's the top of the hopper. You can see I added a piece down into the hopper to give it a surface, and I started sticking a bunch of crap in there. I think we have some of the chains that dangle down on one of the pieces from the can kit, bits and pieces off a choppa, and I think I got a piece off the scorcher arm. I'm not sure, off the scorcher thing that I cut off earlier, but just some random crap. I also decided to put on a shoulder pad because I didn't use the shoulder pads on one of my units of cans. And so I put a shoulder pad on the outside and carved up another shoulder pad for the others to add some spikes and bits, kind of give it a little congruency or cohesiveness with the rest of the kit. Here's the back of the skorcha. I just want to show off this tube here. It came off one of the fuel tanks for the skorcha, and just cutting it off the tank and turning it around, and it fit perfectly. So I thought that was kind of cool. So here we have the completed Grotzooka mounted on the can. It looks a little funny compared to the other ones because it has to be sticking straight out, or in this case I have it sticking straight out because you don't have that option of mounting it at a different angle like you do with the factory kit. But it definitely gets the job done. It's definitely effective, and it's really quick and easy to do with just a couple pieces of plastic and the bits and pieces that come in the can kit. You could even, I was originally going to just build the hopper out of the shoulder pads completely, but I decided to go with the plastic card instead because it was just a little easier. But you could definitely build the hopper out of nothing but the shoulder pad pieces. So you could build a Grotzooka out of nothing but the can kit and an old pen. So anyway, that's it for the Grotzooka conversion. It's really simple. It's really quick, and I think it looks really good. So let me know what you think about using pictures in my how-tos instead of a video. I think it's much easier. It's much easier for me because that way I don't have to try and film when I'm working, but I can just take pictures at the end of each step. So let me know which way you prefer, and that's it for this episode of Talking About Orks.